presented by Southwest Airlines.
And welcome back to the NFL Today, where Coors Light takes you first on the field. The Jets and Dolphins are about to do battle, so let's head on down to Miami, where Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker are standing by. Gentlemen.
All right, JB, Dolphin Stadium in Miami as these two AFC East rivals prepare to meet for the final time this year. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, and welcome to Miami. Very important game for both teams. The 2-9 Jets are trying to get their act together as this season winds down. And as for the 0-11 Miami Dolphins, they desperately need to win a football game. This is their best chance to do it. I'm pleased to be joined by my partner, Steve Tasker. And Steve, both of these teams have elected to go with young quarterbacks. Kellen Clemens in his second year out of Oregon. He has a big arm, and he makes his fifth start today.
Well, when your season goes the way that these two seasons have gone, you start looking towards next year and find out if young players can do it. Kellen Clemens has a big arm, bigger than Chad Pennington. He's also a better athlete. They want to see if he can make the plays that Chad Pennington was unable to make. You saw this, flashes of it at times, 3 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions. If Kellen Clemens can begin to stay away from the mistakes he's made in his first 4 starts, he'll start to get better. It's not going to be easy today, though. Kotchery is going to be out with a finger, and Lavernius Coles is not 100%. That doesn't make it easier for the young quarterback of the Jets.
So in order to protect this young quarterback, the Jets will have to run the football. Miami should expect to see a whole lot of Thomas Jones.
Well, Thomas Jones is, I think, their best offensive player, and they're going to use him a lot today. He's going against a Miami defense that has not been able to stop the run. He's a top 10 rusher in the National Football League, and this guy puts it together. They've got to feed him the football, and interestingly enough, he has no touchdowns this year. Don't think the Jets don't want to fix that today in Miami. And then you look, this is what it's all about. Thomas Jones is the only guy that's been productive on this in the running game for the Jets. Look for that to be the difference today. He has got to carry it a lot for them to be successful.
Well, a tough year for this Miami squad, 0-11, but what makes it even worse is that they've come close so many times. They've lost 6 games by 3 points. Dolphins also have a young quarterback. He's a 26-year-old rookie out of BYU, and his name is Mr. Beck.
Yeah, John Beck was, when he was in college, Cam Cameron came a number of times to work him out and liked what he saw. John Beck, the thing that he does as a young quarterback that a lot of quarterbacks cannot do, he does not make mistakes. Now, he does not do anything spectacular, but he's played 2 games so far in very nasty conditions. Today, he gets bright, sunny, 80-degree weather. He has not thrown an interception yet this year. Today, he may get a chance to throw it a lot. We'll see if he can stay away from the mistakes then.
Well, despite their circumstances, the Dolphins continue to fight and play hard, and this defense over the last few games really improving.
Well, the defense was really the story early on. They lost so many key players that they were depending on. Zach Thomas is one of them. They lost their secondary, both safeties, during the first couple of weeks. Jason Taylor is still in there, and he is the leader that has really forced them to get better. Now that those backups have played for a month and a half, this is a defense that is playing better. Joey Porter, the free agent they brought over from Pittsburgh, is starting to play better. And this last month, this Miami defense has played extremely well. Points per game, less than a touchdown and an extra point. The Miami defense has been the story for the Dolphins, but yet they have still not won a game.
So as these two teams prepare to battle, Steve, what should we look out for today?
Well, for the Jets, they've got to keep up with the Jones. Thomas Jones, as I said, I believe he's their best offensive player. He's going against a defense that's been susceptible to the run. Give him the football and let him win the game for you. For the Dolphins, in all of the games that they've lost, those close games, there's been maybe 1, 2, perhaps 3 plays that they have not made that would have been the difference. If they can turn those 3 plays along with the way they've been playing around, they'll win today.
So coming up, the Dolphins look to end the nightmare, but the Jets refuse to turn on the lights. Jets-Dolphins next on CBS. Dolphin Stadium here in sunny Miami, 81 degrees. This is the National Football League on CBS. Week 13. Today it's the Jets and the Dolphins meeting for the second time. Experience the NFL on CBS, brought to you in high definition by Sony. Coming up, final meeting of the season between these two rivals, and we'll have the opening kick and the starting lineup for you right after this.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome back to Miami. Spectacular weather, 81 degrees at kickoff time. Nice, cool, and sunny. Jets have won the toss, and they've elected to receive the football. Eric Mangini in his second year. His team is coming off a 34-3 loss at Dallas on Thanksgiving. On the other sideline, Cam Cameron, first year as a head coach in Miami. His team losing on Monday 3-0 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets are wearing their New York Titans throwback uniforms, which date back to the 1960, 61, and 62 seasons. They're wearing these uniforms for the second time, and the dangerous man, Leon Washington, is back deep, and he will field it on the run and tightrope down the sideline, going out of bounds at the 16-yard line, and that is a 2-yard return. So here comes Kellen Clemens, 12 of 27, 142 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Against Dallas, he was sacked 3 times. The Jets were held to only 180 total yards, and their lowest totals of the season, 9 first downs. First down and 10 at the 16-yard line. For the New York Jets, 2-9 record as they approach the line of scrimmage. Thomas Jones lines up in the backfield. 3 receivers set. Baker in motion, play fake, and they fire. This is Baker with the catch. He crosses the 20 and gets up to the 23-yard line. Joey Porter with the tackle. It's a gain of 7. The Jets offensively ranked 30th in the NFL. Let's take a look. They have 2 very good second-year offensive linemen. Mangold is the center and Ferguson the left tackle. The backs and receivers, Thomas Jones, 3 100-yard games this season. He had 110 yards rushing against this Dolphins team the first time they played. 2nd and 3 at the 22. Jones over the right side, burst of speed, crosses the 25 and gets up to the 27-yard line as he gains 5 yards on the play. Cameron Worrell with the tackle.
Yeah, you said, Gus, in the open we thought Thomas Jones would be a guy you'd see a lot in the first play of the game. They fake it to Thomas Jones, get the nice little play action pass out to the side, and then they do give it to him. 2 plays and a first down. That's what the Jets want out of this drive. Use Thomas Jones both as a decoy and the ball carrier.
So first down at the 27-yard line. Here's Jones again, and looking, he gets to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Worrell with the tackle. Defensively for the Miami Dolphins, let's take a look. They rank 16th overall. Some changes up front on that defensive line. Holiday is playing with a tender ankle. He's in there. Wright starts for Roth today, out with a groin injury, and the great Jason Taylor. Meanwhile, the linebacker, Zach Thomas, misses his 7th game, 5th in a row. Now he has concussions. Crowder in the middle and in the secondary. Solid season for former Giant cornerback Will Allen, Worrell, the other Allen, and Michael Lehan. 2nd down and 7 at the 30. Clemens out of the shotgun, and he decides to run it. No room. He goes down at the line of scrimmage. Jason Taylor there to gobble him up. No gain.
Yeah, you can tell Clemens dropped back and wanted to throw the football right now, and it wasn't there. And then he said, well, that's it. And if the play wasn't there, he had to tuck it and try and run. And I think Jason Taylor will probably get a sack out of that. That was a loss on that play, but if that's just one of those plays, Gus, the quarterback comes back, and if it's not there, sometimes you get skittish. I think a more veteran quarterback might have given himself a couple extra seconds just to find somebody, or maybe just throw it away.
3rd down and 7 at the 30-yard line. Clemens in the gun again. Here comes a blitz, picked up underneath, and that ball caught at the 40-yard line. First down, New York. Wallace Wright, second-year man out of North Carolina, gains 10 yards on the play.
Wallace Wright getting some time with Kotchery out of the lineup, comes in and just sits down underneath the vacated spot. You watch now Jason Taylor coming from the right side rather than the left side, working against the right tackle for the Jets. Couldn't get there. They're going to move Jason Taylor around, Gus, to give him some different looks.
First down at the 40-yard line. Opening drive for the Jets. They hand it to Jones, skipping, bottled up, and he will be knocked backwards. Crowder leading the way. Ruff also in on the play. And that's a loss of 2.
Well, the Dolphins were expecting it, and the Jets gave it to them. You see there, the linebacker stepped up just before the snap, kind of a run blitz. They rolled the dice a little bit defensively and decided they thought the Jets were going to run on first down, and it paid off. That's why you can count that the Jets will, on first down, occasionally play action like they did on the first play of the game. You'll see a lot more of that if that continues.
Second down and 12 at the 38. Clemens trying to set up a screen, and it's incomplete. Under pressure, Crowder in the backfield. And
it's going to come from right here and right here. Both linebackers come right up inside, and Clemens does a nice job trying to back up, slowly back up, almost bait the linebackers to come after him and then dump it over their back. The receiver was hit behind the line of scrimmage down the field and couldn't get across. And so Clemens threw it into the ground. That was a nice play by Clemens on a couple of ways. It just didn't result in the completion.
Third down and 12 at the 38. The Jets have converted on only 5 of their last 27 third down conversions. Here's Kellen Clemens firing down the field. Oh, and it's caught. Lavernius Coles, tender ankle and all, has it at the Miami 30. That's a gain of 32 yards. Jason Allen brings him down.
Oh, one of the things about these Jets, if Lavernius Coles, Gus, if he can walk and if he can go, he is going to play. The Jets know that. Lavernius Coles was a question mark. He was a game-time decision, and his reputation that he's earned is as one of those guys who's going to go. If he can go, you can count on Lavernius Coles to be in the game, and that's the reason they want him in there so badly.
Coles injured his ankle against Pittsburgh. Here's Thomas Jones, and Jones chopped down. Jason Allen comes up and makes a play.
Thomas Jones, what a tough runner coming in. And we've done a Jets game earlier this year, Gus, and even then we discussed that we felt like Thomas Jones wasn't getting enough opportunities to touch the football. He's got a lot of yards on the ground. He's a tough runner, gets every yard coming to him, but even so, I would like to see him get the ball a few more times during these games.
10th play of the drive that started at the New York 16, 2nd and 9. This time it's Washington running, and he will come in periodically and spell Thomas Jones. Gains 5 yards on the play. Moses with the tackle, the rookie out of Georgia.
And even so, that's the way it works in the NFL. Leon Washington is going to spell Jones, and Jones will come right back in. He'll walk off, catch his breath, get a drink, and come right back in and be fresh. And I think Eric Mangini, in the way that he runs this offense and this team, he's really gotten his guys to keep playing hard. But this is the guy who had his team completely exceeding expectations a year ago and now completely underachieving this year.
Third down at 5 of the 25. Jones lines up as the single setback. Jets with nice rhythm to start this game. Short drop underneath, and it's caught. Flag on the play, however. Lavernius Coles once again with the reception. Coles, the second leading receiver on this team. Kotchery is out. He had surgery on his right index finger earlier this week. Suffered the injury in practice, so he will not go.
Pass interference. Defense is declined. Play results. First down.
So the Jets keep the chains moving.
I'll tell you what a great catch this is. On the outside, he's working against Andre Goodman at the top, and Goodman's got his arm all over him, and he still catches that ball. Don't tell me that Lavernius Coles isn't important to this offense.
Here's Washington running the football, breaks it back, left room, Washington, touchdown Jets. Leon Washington takes the snap, goes 18 yards on a scramble, and the Jets march it right down the field and score on their opening drive.
They had him in the shotgun, and they motioned the quarterback out of the way, and Leon Washington's the only guy back there. And you see here the great run, great cut there, great miss there, and then, you know, Leon Washington's got kick returns for touchdowns all year. I mean, you know, he can run in the broken field. What a great play. Nice little gadget play for the Jets.
The key on that drive for the Jets, they were 3 of 3 on third downs. Extra point up and good. So the Jets not messing around to start this game. They drive it down the field and punch it in.
Don't miss the incredible discovery these.
Only the 3rd rushing touchdown of the season for the New York Jets as little Leon Washington scampers into the end zone to give New York a 7-0 lead. 12 plays, 84 yards. New York scoring in 6:02. Clemens on the drive, 4 of 5, 56 yards. So the Jets send it away. Ted Ginn Jr., the first-round pick out of Ohio State, scoops it up at the 11, tries to get outside and does, and tiptoes out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and that is a 25-yard return.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Pizza Hut. Double your toppings with a new Double Deep Pizza, only from Pizza Hut. And by the new 2008 Focus.
So welcome back. Miami takes over at their own 37-yard line. John Beck in at quarterback, making his 3rd start of the season for the Dolphins. And on first down, he decides to throw it, swings it out of the backfield, has Jesse Chapman up the sideline. Chapman gets out of bounds at the 42. So John Beck, 26-year-old rookie out of Brigham Young University. He spent the first 2 years out of high school on a Mormon mission. And now he's the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. And during that 3-0 loss on Monday to Pittsburgh, he was 14 of 23, 132 yards, 76.7 quarterback rating, sacked 4 times. 2nd down and 4 at the 43-yard line. Chapman lines up as a single setback. Ginn Jr., the motion man. And they give it to Chapman with room. Stutter steps and gets to midfield. Offensively for Miami, the 5 men on the line have started all 12 games. Only 2 guys haven't played every snap. Satele, very talented rookie out of Hawaii. They think he has the potential to be a star in this league. The backs and receivers, let's take a look. Chapman back on the field today. He had a stinger suffered in the 4th quarter on Monday against Pittsburgh. Prior to that, he had been nursing a tender ankle, and he's ready to go. 1st and 10 from midfield. Here's Chapman with running room, and he pushes the pile forward and gets to the New York Jet 42.5-yard line. Gains 8 on the play. David Barrett with the tackle. Defensively for the Jets, they rank 30th in the NFL. They run the 3-4. Robertson and Ellis both with 4 sacks on the season. Jonathan Vilma lost the year with the knee injury, so they bring David Harris, the rookie out of Michigan, in. He makes all the calls. And in the secondary, I really like this kid, Darrelle Revis. Rookie has started every game. 14th overall selection out of Pittsburgh. 2nd down and 2 at the 42. How about Pittsburgh yesterday, Steve? Knocking off West Virginia on the road. Huge games in college football.
What are they going to do about a championship?
I have no idea. Chapman. Also Missouri losing at home to Oklahoma. That thing is all messed up there. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. Sean Ellis with the tackle.
There was really a question mark whether Chapman would be able to go. He didn't practice all that much this week, although he, it was a question mark. He had a stinger last week, which means, and for those of you who don't know, you get hit and you get some tingling in your fingertips or on one side or the other of your arms and legs, and it's because you get hit so hard, and that was a concern early in the week, but it went away, and here he is today.
Mauia, Chapman in the offset eye. They give it to the up back. It's Mauia on 3rd down and 1, and it will be close. Castle plugging up the hole for New York.
Well, this is the kind of play, Gus, when you look at what's happened to both these clubs, particularly the Dolphins, in every game that they've played, and they'll tell you this, and a lot of other teams will tell you too, it comes down to 2 or 3 plays during a game that make the difference. If the play goes your way, you got to put a really opportunity to put the game away or get some momentum. If it goes the other way, you lose. And the Dolphins, for 2 or 3 plays of those games, in all those games they've lost, have not made those plays. They've always gone against them. There's a lot of reasons for it. Some of it's talent, some of it's bad luck, some of it's injuries, and some of it's a great play by your opponent. But it's always, all season, gone against the Dolphins, and this is one of those plays.
So now you have 4th down and inches, and the offense remains on the field.
The Dolphins went into 4-down territory, I think, about 3 weeks ago.
They certainly did.
I mean, why not?
You talk about those close losses. Their 3-0 loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday at Heinz Field was their 6th loss by 3 points in 2007.
I think if you're 0-11, Gus, if you're on the Jets side of the football field and it's 4th and short, I think you go for it all day and for the rest of the season.
So Chapman lines up in the backfield behind John Beck on 4th down and about 6 inches. Quarterback sneak, and he has it. Actually gains 2 yards on the play.
Watch here from way up high. You see slicing in there, following the guard right up there. That's all you had to get, but not the funnest place to end the play up is underneath that pile for John Beck. But Cam Cameron keeps his offense on the field and tries to answer the great drive by the Jets on their opening possession.
Beck drafted in the 2nd round, 40th overall in the 2007 draft. 1st and 10 at the New York 39. Beck pulls it down now underneath Chapman with the reception at the 35. It's a 5-yard pickup. David Harris with the stop. How about John Beck, though? 3-year starter at BYU, finished with over 11,000 yards and 79 touchdowns, 2nd in the school history behind Ty Detmer.
You see there, they haven't scored a touchdown in the last 9 quarters, Gus, and you talk to this guy, the thing that's surprising when you look at what he's done, no interceptions, this being his 3rd start. I think that's really impressive for a young quarterback.
2nd down and 6 at the 35. Chapman. And he'll push the pile forward and try to get to the 30. Harris again with the tackle, a gain of 4. Let's check in with James Brown for an NFL update.
Hey, Gus and Steve, Adrian Peterson had a 28-yard run, which was a key play on this drive. Then Chester Taylor caps it off with a 2-yard TD run. Both backs in action. 7-0 Vikings over Detroit in the first. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker.
Their last 3-game winning streak, the Vikings 2005. 3rd down 2 at the 31. Miami has scored only 1 touchdown in the first quarter over their last 15 regular season games, dating back to October 7th of 2007 against Houston. 3rd down and 2. Chapman spinning and no way. Kerry Rhodes, very talented safety, comes up and makes the tackle, and that's a loss of 3.
Now it's 4th and 5 instead of 4th and 1, and you see there the Jets just come right off the corner. It's a run blitz. They played it just like they did on the 1st down. In that first series, it's just a run blitz, and they come after it. They gamble or roll the dice a little bit to think they're going to run that short yardage play, and just caught the Dolphins running right into the teeth of a blitz.
So that brings on Jay Feely. He's 14 of 16 on the season, in to attempt a 53-yard field goal. They get it down, it's up, and good. Dolphins get on the board. 53-yarder, Feely. Jets on top of Miami, 7-3. Well, let's flash back. The Jets were the New York Titans from their inception in 1960 through the 1962 season. Sammy Baugh, Slingin' Sammy Baugh, was their first head coach. The Titans played their home games at the Polo Grounds in New York and went 19-23 during those 3 seasons. In '63, the Titans were renamed the New York Jets. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker with you. 7-3 our score. 3:15 remaining in the first quarter as Miami sends it away. Leon Washington back deep. He backpedals and will bring this one out of his own end zone. Washington with a seam. And Washington pops it up to the 33, maybe the 34-yard line, a 36-yard return. Jason Allen with the tackle on special teams.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. And by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
The MetLife Blimp, Snoopy One, is providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife Blimps as they team up with CBS for more coverage this fall. 3:08 to play, first quarter. Jets with a 7-3 lead and the football at their own 34. Clemens in the shotgun, fires. That one caught Davis with the grab, and he gets out of bounds. At the 37-yard line, Davis out of Wake Forest, played a couple of years in the CFL. He's a speedy little guy. He can get up the field in a moment.
And that's one of the things that a lot of teams around the league are using, guys like Davis with a quick screen. The guy, and give him a chance to get out in space, use his quickness to make one guy miss and get a nice gain without really risking having the big bodies come out and hit the little guy.
Second down and 7. Thomas Jones now pops one and picks up a first down as he crosses the 45 and gets up to the 47. That's a gain of 9. Cameron Worrell, the safety, comes up and makes the tackle.
What a great job up front by the offensive line, slanting off to their right, and Jones fitting right through the crack of that defense. Watch, right through there. You can see how he has to sidestep and then weave his way through. Nice game.
Jones again running over the right side, and he's tackled from behind. Jason Taylor. Jones had a big game against the Eagles, 24 carries, 130 yards. But unfortunately, he hasn't been able to find the end zone.
Yeah, and you think about some of the things they use him for. He's got over 200 carries without a touchdown. That's a lot of carries without really getting, for a running back, never getting rewarded for it, meaning you don't get to score the touchdown. But I'll tell you, we spoke to him yesterday. He's not complaining.
Very positive man. Second down and 8 at the 48. 6 carries, 17 yards for Thomas Jones. Clemens fires over the middle. Washington, the intended receiver, incomplete. Jason Taylor breaks it up. The reigning defensive MVP. And you were interesting yesterday when we spoke. I said, well, you know, the good thing about the Dolphins is that they continue to play hard. And your response was,
well, that's not enough. Everybody plays hard in the NFL. You got to play smart. You got to play good technique. Kellen Clemens had something nice to say about Jason Taylor, too. He said he's got a lot of touchdowns for a defensive end.
Third down and 8 at the 48. Clemens in the shotgun. Here comes a blitz. Clemens, and he goes down at the 40. Andre Goodman with the sack, second of the day for Miami.
Gus, that was perfectly timed by the Dolphin defense. Watch as they see everybody moving around on the left, and then on the outside of the right, Clemens sees Jason Taylor on the double team pushing towards him. He starts to shy away from it to the right, and there's the blitz right there.
Third down and 13 on the 43.
There was a dead ball penalty on that play, and the blitz never happened, the play never happened, the sack never happened. It's still third down.
So the Jets catch a huge break. Third down and 13 at the 43. Kellen Clemens. Now Brad Smith in motion. Here's Clemens again, and this time it will count. Jason Taylor, second sack of the day.
Well, you can take your pick. They sacked him with the penalty. Now they get another. Watch as he comes up the field. Speed rush, and then throws Ferguson to the outside and comes underneath. Jason Taylor, you talk about a guy out of a small college who's become a superstar. That's the guy. What a great player.
Taylor now with 8 sacks on the year, a loss of 9. So the Jets will send it away. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep, this one out of bounds, and
that was a terrible punt.
Not a very good punt. And they're still walking. It will be spotted at the Miami 40-yard line. A 25-yard punt. Miami applying pressure already. 2 sacks on the day. Dolphins with the football. And welcome back. 7-3. Jets on top of the Dolphins. Miami takes over at their own 41-yard line after the 25-yard punt. Here's Beck, short drop underneath, and it's caught at the 48-yard line in traffic. Marty Booker, and he is stuck by Darrelle Revis.
Watch this, a nice throw, just sticks it right in there. You can feel it as a receiver, Gus. You know that guy's coming, but you practice it so much, you prepare your mind for the hit that's going to come after you catch that ball. Nice job by the receiver pulling that in.
Abram Elam, the safety, came up and really tattooed Booker. 2nd and 2 at the 49. Here's a draw play. Chapman trying to get something going and doesn't, and no gain on the play. Hank Poteet first man to him. And that's the end of the first quarter. With the score, the New York Jets 7, the Miami Dolphins 3. Coming up the second quarter right after this. John Beck starting 3 of 3, 18 yards as the Jets lead it. This young man, as I mentioned, 79 touchdowns, 3rd in school history at BYU behind Ty Detmer and Jim McMahon. He had 17 career 300-yard games. Out of the shotgun now, under pressure, he gets rid of it. And he had a lot of pressure on him. Eric Barton on the blitz. And one thing you liked about him is that he reminds you a little bit of a quarterback that has had some success for quite some time in this league.
Oh, you sit down with him, and if you've spent time with both guys, he reminds me a lot of Drew Brees. And I asked Cam Cameron about that, and he says, yeah, doesn't he? And I thought that was interesting that Cam Cameron, who coached so well out in San Diego, that offense with Drew Brees at the helm, picked a guy that really, I mean, they really are, it's uncanny how much one reminds you of the other.
So the Dolphins send it away. Washington back deep. And he will let this one go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. 51 yards. Now let's go to James Brown for an NFL update.
Hey, Gus and Steve. Peyton Manning hooking up here with Dallas Clark in a little 5-yard strike that came off of a David Garrard fumble inside Jacksonville's own 15. Indy up, and you know Indy is in the playoffs with a win and some help. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker.
All right, JB, so the Colts 9-2 this season. Jacksonville, you got to give Jack Del Rio a lot of credit. He got rid of Byron Leftwich, went with David Garrard, and it's really worked out for that team. Garrard has not thrown an interception this season. First down, Thomas Jones. Wow. And Jones up to the 22. Jason Taylor there again. That's a gain of 2. Busy day for JB in the studio. Let's check in with him again.
Hey, Gus, that it is. And this one here involving the Seattle Seahawks, who have won the last 2 games in Philadelphia. Matt Hasselbeck, a 12-yard strike to Bobby Ingram. Both Seattle touchdowns coming off of Lofa Tatupu's picks of A.J. Feely. 14-10, Seattle. Gus and Steve.
And Seattle playing well on the road. 2nd down and 8 at the 22 now. Clemens, short drop underneath, incomplete. Ball intended for Justin McCarron's. Michael Lehan covering.
That was a slant they tried to fit in there. And you see that right in front of you. McCarron's has got to go in after that. That was a tough thing to complete. It was going to be a tough pass to complete because the Dolphins were all over it. But I think McCarron's has got to get in there, led a little bit too much. I think Kellen Clemens has got to put that right on his body when it's in traffic like that, because it's tough for a receiver to stretch out for that in all those bodies.
Clemens 5 of 8, 59 yards, faced with the 3rd and 8 at the 22. They need to go to the 34 first down. Clemens fires underneath. And backed off. Joey Porter turns it up. Miami has it at the 33. Brad Smith popped.
Joey Porter, Johnny on the spot.
Gus, Joey Porter was brought in because he could rush the passer and do a lot of things in the run game. Here in Miami, he's starting to get used to this defense and getting back, playing in space and being in the right spot. You see here, back in coverage on the tight end, just keeps pursuing the football, and then, of course, he knows what to do with it when he gets his hands on it. In the past month, Joey Porter has looked a lot more like Joey Porter.
And Jason Taylor being looked at the 35-yard line. Cameron Worrell making the tackle on Brad Smith to allow Joey Porter to intercept that football, his second interception in a week. He had one against the Steelers on Monday. Dolphins in good shape right after this. Welcome back. Jason Taylor on the sideline. Jets with a 7-3 lead. Taylor hit in a soft spot, trying to block for Joey Porter. First down and 10. Chapman. And Chapman gets inside the 30 to the 28. Eric Martin with the tackle as a gain of 5. Let's take a look at the Jason Taylor injury.
Well, this is Jason Taylor right here, and this is the guy you have to watch who at the end of it is going to come in and hit him low, and that's, you can understand why he stayed down right there.
So that brings up second down and 5 at the 28-yard line.
You can chuckle up here in the booth, man. He ain't laughing. I've been there. I've been there, man.
Mawia and Chapman in the backfield. Here's Chapman again, and Chapman will go down at the 25. David Harris, and it's a gain of 3.
You talk about this offense, Gus, and early in the year, Ronnie Brown was having a great year, and this is an offense that last year, and if you remember, LaDainian Tomlinson was maybe the best player in football in this offense. So a running back can come in and really do some things. And I think Chapman you're seeing some things from him that you probably wouldn't have gotten a chance to see in another offense, just like you were seeing him from Ronnie Brown. The one thing I don't think they use Chapman enough in is the passing game.
Third down and 2 at the 25. Camarillo in motion. Chapman looking, and he won't get it. No gain on the play. Great stop. Kerry Rhodes came up from his safety position and plugged up a hole.
And Chapman had nothing there. And Chapman's one of those running backs you'll see right here. He just doesn't stick his head in there, Gus. He comes in and tries to find a place to slice through. And sometimes that's not the best technique, particularly in a third and very short. You want a guy to just put his head down and try and push the pile. Chapman's not that style.
So Feely good from 53. This one from 44 yards away. Gets it up and good. 11:56 to play, second quarter. Jets on top of the Dolphins, 7-6.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Campbell's Chunky, official soup and chili sponsor of the NFL. Chili's. Break out of your rut at Chili's. Pepper in some baby backs. Pepper in some fun. And by GMC, official vehicle of the NFL and proud supporter of those who want it more.
Vote for the 2008 Pro Bowl at NFL.com/Pro Bowl or text PRO to 7777 via your Sprint service. Standard text rates apply. Plus, you can enter to win a trip to the 2008 Pro Bowl in Hawaii exclusively at NFL.com. As you take a look at the scoring drive after the Joey Porter interception, 4 plays, 7 yards as the Dolphins settle for another field goal. Now Leon Washington will start from the 6. Washington crosses the 30 and gets up to the 34-yard line. Jason Allen with the tackle, and it's a 27-yard return. Thursday on CBS, an investigator's life spirals out of control on a powerful new episode of CSI. That's Thursday at 9/8 Central on CBS. And the Dolphins back on defense. Looks like Jason Taylor went to the sideline and shook it off. The thing about it, though, Steve, pro football players never wear cups. Why?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but nobody ever did when I played, and they don't. I know they wear them at lower levels of football, but in the professional level, nobody wears a cup.
First down and 10 at the 33. Clemens standing, and he's going for everything. McCarron's caught at the 15. Kellen Clemens has a big arm, and that's a 50-yard gain.
Well, you can see it coming down. McCarron's was not open when Clemens let it loose, but he got open by the time he got there. There's some hand fighting. You'll watch as he comes in motion. When this play develops, watch. The defender will come in right here, and they're going to start hand fighting a little bit, and it's just whoever can get their hands up when the ball gets there, and McCarron's makes the play. Great throw. I mean, the ball's in the air, gives this guy a chance, throws it deep enough for it to be completed.
McCarron's came into this game with 11 receptions on the season. Officially a 51-yard grab for Justin McCarron's. His first catch of the day. And Thomas Jones running the football as you take a look at the passing yards. McCarron's lost his starting job to Jericho Cotchery, and if you weren't with us at the top of our broadcast, Cotchery is out. He had surgery on his right index finger. Now there's an injured player. That's Cameron Worrell. And the Dolphins have had so many injuries, especially in the secondary. We will step away. Jets up by a point.
Here's the snap. He's in.
And Cameron Worrell limping off the field on his own. And the Dolphins have had a number of different setbacks, especially in the secondary. Jeremiah Bell, their starter at safety, lost after the first game of the year with an Achilles. Ronaldo Hill lost their other safety because of an ACL injury. Now Worrell, starting at safety today, is on the sideline. Second down and 7. At the 13, here's Smith trying to get outside, and does. And he goes down at the 10-yard line. Gains 3 yards on the play.
And you talk about what the Jets are doing down in the red zone. They scored their touchdown on a gadget play. Now they bring Smith in and do the same thing. They take Clemens, the normal quarterback, out of the game and put a couple of running back type guys back there to take direct snaps. And they've only done it when they got down close. So I think they're trying to shake up their red zone offense a little bit. Plus, they probably saw some things from the Dolphin defense on film they wanted to take advantage of.
Third down and 4 at the 10. Washington and Jones line up in the backfield with Clemens. Out of the gun. With time, underneath, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Watch here, Will Allen right there is clapping his hands right in the picture. Is going to be the guy, the defender right on it. Plays that very well. Hard to get through there, but he's playing it from behind. Didn't impede the receiver at all. The throw needed to be right on the body of the receiver once again, and Clemens put it out front where he had to reach for it. It's not going to be complete that way.
Chris Baker, the intended receiver, the tight end. So Mike Nugent has made 13 of his last 14. This one from 29 yards away. It's up, and he drills it. 10:07 to play, second quarter, and the Jets take a 10-6 lead over the Dolphins.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AIG. Live longer, retire stronger. Never outlive your money. And by Sprint, proud sponsors and avid fans of the NFL.
The CBS Sports Store is the perfect place to find gifts for all the sports fans in your life. Shop online and beat the crowds. Just click on shop at cbssports.com. 10-6, Jets on top of the Dolphins as the Jets prepare to send it away. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep with Patrick Cobbs. And this will be Ginn Jr. from the goal line. And he crosses the 20, hit hard, and gets up to the 22, a 22-yard return. Trusnick with the tackle. Here's James Brown for an NFL update.
Gus and Steve, we continue on. Peyton Manning with season-long excellence. This is his 10th straight season with 20 or more touchdown tosses. This is number 21, go pattern to Reggie Wayne, 48-yard strike. Colts up 14-0, just starting the second. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker.
So the Colts defeated Jacksonville big earlier this season on the road. First down and 10 to the 22 now for Miami. Maui Chapman line up in the eye. And a flag. False start coming up against the Dolphins.
False start. Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty is still first.
It looks like the right tackle, L.J. Shelton.
And that's one of the things that seem to haunt you for the Dolphins. All the small things that put you in bad spots. And you look at the Jets across the way. They only won 2 games, but they've been penalized very little this season. That's been one of the bright spots of a dismal season for the Jets. They've been very disciplined on the football field, and that's the first penalty today on either team. So both these clubs who came in struggling in a lot of ways have looked pretty disciplined here in the early going.
First down and 15. Beck underneath, and it's caught by his tight end, Justin Peel. And Peel all the way up to the 30-yard line. Nice run after the catch as Elam brings him down. It's a 12-yard gain.
That's a nice play and a great play by Peel, dragging a couple of guys. That's over a 10-yard gain on first down. And this is the kind of thing that I like about John Beck. You watch here, just decisive. Get the ball out there and expect the guy to catch it. Put it right on his body, especially the short passes, Gus, that you don't have to worry about leading the guy out there, and just put it on his body, get him the ball as quickly as you can, and let the defense react.
24th catch of the season for Peel, 4th on the team in receiving. 2nd and 4, the 28. Beck again, and that one almost picked off. Very dangerous pass. Kidd Jr., the intended receiver, David Barrett, was right there.
You see there, Beck believed he was going to do something different. When Ginn comes out, you see how he turns in. Beck wanted him to stop, turn around, and go right back to where he had started from. You see there's the 2 guys we just heard about. David Garrard, 214 pass attempts without an interception. John Beck now has 50, and he's in 2nd place. We didn't put him in there for no reason. Beck is 2nd place.
3rd down and 4, the 28. Lorenzo Booker is checked in. Beck drops it off to the sideline. Nice throw and an even better catch, and they get it to midfield. Lorenzo Booker, first down. Miami, 22-yard gain. Eric Smith makes the stop.
And this is one of the good things you see from John Beck. Nice play. They bring a lot of heat, but they can't quite get there in time. He reads it, sees the back, gets it out to Booker on time and on target. Exactly what you want a quarterback to do. Now this play looked easy because they picked that blitz up perfectly and gave Beck just enough time to get rid of it.
Booker, a rookie, 3rd-round pick out of Florida State. First down from midfield. Play fake. Beck sets up deep in the pocket, fires down the field. Ginn Jr. incomplete. Hank Poteet covering for the Jets.
He had a chance. Watch as it Ginn comes off the line. He's going to stem straight up the field and then break it to the outside. You could fit that ball in there, but you got to release it so early. You don't know exactly at what point he's going to be open. That's a tough throw for a quarterback, but Beck made a good one. You got a chance to see his arm strength there. He's got plenty of that.
So that brings up 2nd down and 10 at midfield. Beck in the shotgun now. Jesse Chapman stands next to him. Marty Booker in motion. Beck looking underneath, incomplete. Chapman not ready for it, and he simply just drops the football.
Yeah, Beck threw to Chapman. He also had Booker to the outside, also open. I think Chapman was the guy who was probably the least open on that play, but I think it was the easier throw for Beck to make, and he tried to make it and just couldn't. Cameron, I think John Beck noted, he goes, he's grooming me to be in this offense. I think he says it's a great opportunity for him, and he's right, but he's got a lot to learn even about this offense.
3rd down and 10 at midfield. They need to go to the 40 for first down. Play fake. Beck throws off his back foot, picked off. Revis, the rookie. First interception of the day for Miami.
That's the first interception of his career for John Beck, and it figures that it's going to be a ball that gets batted up in the air. Watch as he's going to move a little bit out to his right, or his left, excuse me, and then it gets batted by the defensive lineman and tipped up right into the arms of the defender. You know, quarterbacks, those are the kind of interceptions that you kind of, well, as Peyton Manning told us, every interception's got a story behind it, but nobody wants to hear it.
So the second interception for Revis, and that will allow the Jets to have the football right at the 49. Thomas Jones will get into Miami territory, gains 4 on the play.
There again, Thomas Jones, I think with a lead and in the game, I think he becomes an even bigger part of your offense, Gus. Start giving him. I think one of the things that the Jets could do also is find a way to get him the ball outside the backfield. On screen passes, swing passes, somehow get him the football when you don't have to hand it to him.
9 carries, 26 yards for Jones. 2nd and 6. McCarron's a motion man. Jones again. And Jones tried to break it back, picks up the yard. Lance Schulters in for Cameron Rohrell at safety, comes up and makes the tackle.
And this is the time when you look, and there's John Beck after his first interception, getting a lot of help on the sidelines. Looking at pictures, trying to figure it out. You know, and I think John Beck, the thing you talk about, Gus, and the thing you notice, he understands what he doesn't know. And I think that's been one of the things that have helped him not make so many mistakes in the early going here in his career.
3rd down 5 at the 46. Leon Washington in the backfield. Baker in motion. Clemens. And as he throws, picked up. Watch out. Touchdown Miami. Andre Goodman. Make that Michael Lehan. But a flag on the play.
The flag is down towards the Dolphins end zone, and they're talking to Joey Porter, and Joey Porter's hot. And we'll find out what this is all about. I don't think it's going to be anything that takes the touchdown away.
After the ball was dead, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, intercepting team number 52. The score is good. The foul will be assessed on the kickoff.
That's Channing Crowder. And the Dolphins don't like it. But watch this interception as this happens. This is a blitz from the top, right there, right in the back, goes for the ball. And, you know, you talk about John Beck's interception being lucky or unfortunate for him. How unfortunate is that for Clem as the ball pops right into the hands of Lehan, and that's both quarterbacks with an interception where the ball was batted out of their hand.
And the Dolphins take the lead. Extra point is up and good. 45-yard return for Lehan. Miami on top of New York, 13-10.
Dr. Robert Neville, 2012.
Back, huge play for Michael Lehan as he picks one out of the air, returns it 45 yards for a touchdown, and the Dolphins have a 13-10 lead. So the Jets will go back to work. Leon Washington is the deep man.
You know, Gus, we said a couple of times, we hear Mike Carey.
There are 2 fouls that will be assessed against Miami on the kickoff. The first was a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on number 52, hitting a man out of the play after the ball was dead. Then after the try, there was unsportsmanlike conduct on number 72, an unsportsmanlike gesture to an opponent. That also be assessed half the distance to the goal. Will kick off from the 7.5-yard line.
Well, Gus, we said a lot of times during this broadcast and in the early going that for the Dolphins, you come down to these games, there's been about 2 or 3 plays every game that have made a difference. And that play it comes off as the botted ball up in the air, gives them the lead. They go up 13-10 on a Jet team that really was playing pretty solid football up to that point. This is exactly the kind of play that spins it in the direction of your opponent. You'll see here, this is the melee after the play is over.
Vernon Carey.
And there, you know, you can tell that, you tell you guys, for two teams that are having struggling this season, you knew they're going to come in desperate.
So the Dolphins kick it away, and it's picked up on the sideline at the 35-yard line and advanced to the 45-yard line. Bowens with the tackle.
You know, it comes out, and they get this good field position for the Jets, so they end up giving up a touchdown and then getting the football back just about the same spot they gave it up, with the 2 personal fouls on Miami. So both these clubs, Gus, I mean, the Jets don't want to be the team that lets Miami off the hook at 0-11. They also, for Miami, they know this Jet team and their record and the struggles they've had is their best opportunity to win a football game in the remaining weeks. Both these teams coming in almost with a little bit of fear in the way that this game could turn out for them and what it'll say about them if they can't win it. And you can see there Mike Carey, who's one of the great officials in the league. I mean, this guy handles the game very well. You see him talking to both huddles, and he's telling them to calm down and to watch it because he knows this game is getting out of control. I think that's a really, really smart move by a referee in the National Football League. You rarely see it, but he's been doing this long enough, feels confident enough, he can talk to these guys and tell them to chill out.
So the Jets approach the line of scrimmage at the 44. Thomas Jones, and he gets inside Miami territory to the 47, a 9-yard gain. Lance Schulters comes up and makes the tackle.
And that's a great run by Jones. And I tell you what, it's right when the Jets needed it. This Dolphin defense now, I mean, this is a critical time, Gus. They've got momentum. They're at home. They've had a few good things happen to them. They can't let this game turn back in favor of the Jets. This is when the last month turnaround that the Dolphins have done defensively needs to show up.
2nd down and 1 at the 47. 6:03 to play in the first half. Jones gobbled up and dropped at midfield. And that's Traylor, a loss of 3.
Keith Traylor's been doing that a long time down inside. What, this is going to just get penetration. You see how big he is, just squeezes through there and uses up the block of the guard and the fullback at the same time. 2 guys trying to get him, and they just can't get him stopped. That's the big guy. That's why you have a guy that looks like Keith Traylor down inside on your defense.
16 years in the NFL. 3rd and 4 at midfield. Jets are 3 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. 0 for their last 4. Clemens underneath, and it's caught. 1st down. Nice route. And the 1st down coming as Lavernius Coles gains 7.
Well, Coles working against Daniels on the outside at the top. Nice. You see how he just gives the stick move, comes off the ball, kind of wiggling a little bit. Daniels just can't get his foot planted and break on the ball before the ball is already there. You know, Lavernius Coles was a question mark coming in, Gus, but I'm telling you, that guy is a warrior, and they're so happy that he can play today.
3 catches, 46 yards, 1st down. And the Jets stay on the ground. Miami gang tackling Thomas Jones.
You know, we've seen, Gus, both teams each have taken a couple shots down the field, and they're doing that because it's such a tight game here, and they can both keep the running game involved, and Thomas Jones is such a factor. Play action has been a big part of this, and both quarterbacks finding a guy down deep at least once today has been the difference. I mean, they're going to keep doing it, and at some point, they're going to hope that it pays off.
2nd down and 10. Leon Washington checks into the game. Smith as well over the middle. Washington in space. And he is stopped by Schulters at the 25. That's a 17-yard gain.
And that's a nice play because Washington comes in motion right at the top of your screen right there, and he's just going to be forgotten about. Nobody grabs him. He's all by himself, and Schulters has to come all the way up from deep middle to make that tackle.
So the Jets driving again at the 26-yard line of Miami. Washington, the single setback. Here's little Leon with the seam, and he gets inside the 20. Schulters again with the ankle tackle. It's a gain of 8.
Well, you can tell why Leon Washington's a great return man, can't you? What acceleration through the hole, one cut, and man, he was going full speed. And that's a great way to complement your running game. Thomas Jones, who is a great runner, big physical guy, and then you bring Leon Washington in, who can really scoot and is great in the open field. You use him in the passing game as they're doing when he's in. And then Thomas Jones, the guy you just hand the ball to and let him hammer.
Second down 3 at the 19. Clemens rolling, throws on the run, and it's caught. Smith head of steam. Touchdown, Brad Smith, 19 yards.
Tell you what, Gus, the Jets answered that Miami touchdown with a very impressive drive. They looked crisp. Clemens got them in and out of the huddle. They ran their plays fast. They ran out of a lot of different formations, and they executed every play perfectly. Watch, he gets in, and there's no question he's in. That's a touchdown.
So the Jets reclaim the lead as Nugent comes in for the extra point. And it's good. Brad Smith, such a versatile player. Quarterback, running back, receiver. He catches one here, gets it upfield, and we have a 17-13 game. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker with you, Dolphin Stadium here in Miami. Really good start to this game. A lot of scoring already, 17-13. Jets come back, 7 plays, 56 yards. Clemens leading the way as they held it for 4 minutes and 2 seconds. So Ted Ginn Jr. back deep. And he'll get an opportunity to return it. Brings it out of the end zone. And he crawls forward and gets up to the 24, a 26-yard return. Chatham with the tackle.
You look at the touchdown, this is it. They've got them spread all over the football field, and Clemens is going to come out, play fake this way, and move this way, and just dump the ball right here, and nobody comes across with the running back, with Smith. They just forget about him. He outruns him. The guy on the outside goes deep, and he squeaks it into the corner of the end zone. And they, you know, the thing I noticed about the Jets, and I said it a minute ago, they used a lot of different formations, a lot of different personnel in that short drive that started on their own 45, and they executed it perfectly, and that's not easy to do.
First down at the 24 for the Dolphins. Beck in the shotgun. And Beck with all day to throw, dumps it off to his tailback, who can't hold on. Incomplete. Jesse Chapman bobbled it. Second time he's dropped a pass.
Yeah, that's been a chronic problem for the Dolphins. And Chapman, you know, you got to pull that in. It's right at the, throwing it right at your chin. I mean, it's almost like you have to work hard not to catch those passes.
Those are the little things, the little plays that both coaches talked about that determine the outcome of games. 2nd and 10 at the 24. Booker in the backfield now. Beck fires to the sideline. Booker with the catch. He gets out of bounds at the 30. Speedy guy, 6-yard gain in front of Harris.
You talk about what Miami's trying to get done here. You know, they've got to stay on the field. You look back, they scored a touchdown, but it was a defensive touchdown. They've scored a couple of field goals, moved the football, but they have not done anything significant other than just get a few first downs in a row. They've got to do something that's not spectacular, but certainly special. They've got to get out of this just chipping away. They've got to stay on the football field offensively and give themselves a chance to feel good about their offense.
Here's Beck. Fires up the sideline and caught. Marty Booker ran a nice route. Rhodes drops him. He gets out of bounds at about the 47. And that is a 17-yard gain. We're at the 2-minute warning. Back after this. 17-13 the score, under 2 minutes to play in the first half, and the Miami Dolphins have the football. A first down at the 48. Rookie John Beck making his third start. Takes a snap out of the shotgun to the sideline, and they'll get inside New York Jet territory. David Martin with the reception, a 4-yard gain.
And one of the things you saw, the Dolphins had receivers spread out all over the football field, all the way across the line of scrimmage. The Jets see it and send pressure, knowing that he's got to get rid of the football very quickly because they don't have enough guys inside to protect him. And Beck handling a bad snap and getting rid of it showed a little something there to the Jet defense. And sooner or later, may get to him, or sooner or later, he may nick him for a big play.
Second down and 6 at the 48. Here's Beck again to the sideline, this time incomplete. He was under pressure. And he had a number of blue jerseys in his face. C.J. Mosley getting to him.
Yeah, the pressure is what does it, Gus. You mentioned it. Mosley's coming up. Beck sees him, and he's got to get rid of the football. And it's just too early to throw it at that point. That was a deep route. They had a go route and a corner route going. It takes a little while for that to develop, and you see there.
Trent Green,
the guy who John Beck really has said to us has been a real help to him. Of course, Trent Green injured, out for the season, trying to make himself useful to the team.
Third down and 6 at the 48. Beck over the middle again, Jr. First down. He gets out of bounds at the 40-yard line. John Beck, nice touch, a gain of 10. Coleman pushing him out of bounds.
You see what you like about John Beck. Ginn's coming across. Beck gets rid of this, hits a little tipped floater that Ginn stays with and catches. One of the things about Beck, he is really accurate on these short passes. He's getting the ball out of his hands. He's not trying to do too much. And a lot of times, you know, when people start to get disgruntled with that, it's because it doesn't look spectacular or whatever. But I'll tell you what, a young quarterback who can get the ball out of his hands and into his receivers is always going to be more successful.
Beck is 9 of 16, 89 yards. He's hit 6 different receivers underneath, throws a strike, and this time it's Hagan. Derek Hagan, who's had a case of the drops this season, holds on to that one. Revis with the tackle. Beck has now hit 7 different receivers. 1:34 to go. Dolphins driving. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. 17-13, Jets on top of the Dolphins. A minute 34 remaining in the first half. Miami 0-11, looking for their first win of the season. This is their best opportunity. They'll take on Baltimore and Cincinnati at home. There are other opportunities to win games. Here's Beck underneath, incomplete, broken up. And that was the 8th play of the drive that started at the 24. Bowen's in on the play. The Miami Dolphins will be at Buffalo next week, then home against Baltimore, at New England on the 23rd of December, and then home to finish up their schedule against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cam Cameron doing a nice job with his play selection, making sure Beck has an option right now. And all of these plays, even the short yardage and long yardage, he's got somebody to throw the football to immediately, and that's important.
Third down and 1. Chapman hit in the backfield, stumbles forward, and he may have the first down. Looks like Dwayne Robertson had contact first.
Brian Thomas got through and hit him first. Did a nice job of getting away from it. Just broken tackle and got through there. What penetration by the Jets, and that's the one thing you want, but you're just able to squeeze around it and get the first down.
And don't forget, we want to thank the MetLife Blimp for providing aerial coverage of all the drama below. Look for Snoopy 1, Snoopy 2, and Snoopy 3 when they pass through a town near you. First down, Miami.
think, how big would this be, Gus? Minute 25 left in the first half for Cam Cameron in this offense of the Dolphins to get in with a touchdown and go in at halftime leading. The little momentum. And I'll tell you, it's been a hard-fought game. I mean, these are two teams. When you look back at the history of this series, there have been some epic heavyweight bouts in this series. This one looked to be more of a flyweight bout today with the records of these two teams, but they know each other so well that you knew it was going to be a pretty competitive game, good game, and it is.
First down at the 28. Play fake, Beck steps into his throw, and it's picked off. Rhodes, and he has blockers. Rhodes cuts it back. And finally taken down at the 45. Kerry Rhodes, ball hawking play, a 36-yard return.
Well, he was just playing safety in the back, and he just reads the quarterback's eyes, comes over. You see the ball's got to be in there right now, and Rhodes just reads the quarterback's eyes, goes over and picks it off. Classic play. Beck just didn't think the safety would get there. Either that or just didn't see him. You see he's back here. He's just going to look at the quarterback. When he tries to fit this ball in, he just can't do it. I mean, Rhodes has all kinds of time to break on that ball and get over there. That's just a bad decision by Beck.
2 interceptions on the day for Beck. He came into this game without throwing an interception this season. Now Clemens scrambles out of the pocket, wants to run it. Stiff arm. And Clemens stiff-arming Joey Porter. I'm sure Joey may have some word for him. He may say, young man, you better get down the next time. You caught a break there.
Yeah, you know, that's not gonna sit well with Joey Porter, but it's a nice play. Nice play by Clemens. Little pump fake, and I don't care. I'll tell you what, Gus, you can be 20 yards downfield past the line of scrimmage. If the quarterback pump fakes, the defenders always react to it. And that play gave him a chance to get some yards.
Second down and 4 at the 49. Jets have 3 timeouts. Leon Washington. And Washington gets to the 44. Moses with the ankle tackle and the timeout called by New York.
Gus, you talk about what's happened, and we talk about all the little tiny plays that have been problems for the Dolphins. You see there the missed route, the drop pass, and then the drop pass there as well. And then the batted play for the interception, and then the big interception where the safety came over. I mean, these are the kind of plays that have haunted the Dolphins. It hasn't been just one guy or 2 guys. It's been a number of guys who have taken turns at having one mistake here, a mistake there, that have cost Cam Cameron's team over the course of this season. And that's how you end up 0-11. And you know, when those guys come off the field, it's not like, believe me, these guys are all have champions' hearts, and they don't point the finger at anybody except themselves. Everybody on the Dolphins knows they've got a hand in this.
Third down and 1. Leon Washington, the lone setback. Here's Washington over the left side, first down Jets. As he gets to the Miami 39, Joey Porter brings him down, but it's a gain of 7.
And it's a nice running play. I think it's nice the way they're using Leon Washington and Thomas Jones. And Washington will stay in this hurry-up, no-huddle offense.
Clemens over the middle, and this time it's caught down the sideline, out of bounds. Wallace Wright, his second grab of the day. This time he gains 14.
A really nice job by the Jet offense here, going no huddle. Clemens finding his guy, throwing it, looking way right, then throwing it over the middle. Great move there. Gives him a chance to get outside, stop the clock. This no huddle and the way Clemens is completing these passes. Great job with just 30 seconds to go in this half.
First down at the Miami 25. Clemens dumps it off, and he'll get it out of bounds. That's his tight end, Baker, as Lehan jumps on his back, and a 3-yard gain for New York.
Baker was not looking for that football at all. He turned around and the thing was about 10 feet from him, and he was nonchalantly headed to the sideline, looking back, wondering what was going on, and he saw the ball coming right at him. Watch as he comes right towards you. He's not looking. He doesn't expect this ball to be there. He's kind of long. Oh, there it is. And he does a nice job after he catches it to get out of bounds and stop the clock. It leaves the Jets with 2 timeouts.
Second and 7 at the 22. Clemens steps up in the pocket, and he will go down. Yeah, he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, but they'll call this one a sack. 4th of the day. Lehan with the tackle.
Before the snap, Clemens has got to see this. They were jockeying around to his left. The cornerback moved off the slot receiver. The safety came down, and the back safety rotated over. They started to come. You knew the blitz was coming off the left side, and Clemens didn't pick it up pre-snap. He's got to be more alert than that. Even his receiver was pointing to the guys moving off, and Clemens was focused on something else, and that's the reason the pressure took him off, off his guard.
An injured player walking off the field. That is Nick Mangold, the starting center in his 2nd year out of Ohio State. He's a terrific player. So they will look at him on that sideline as Clemens comes back into the game.
Yeah, Wade Smith will come into the game and play center in place of Mangold.
Wade Smith, number 71. 3rd and 7 at the 22. Here comes a blitz. Jets pick it up, incomplete though. Wallace Wright, the intended receiver, and the field goal unit will come onto the field for New York.
And once again, now Clemens sees it this time and gets rid of the football. It's the same blitz they just ran, and Clemens, as I've said before, he puts this ball out in front of the receiver like he's running a crossing route. On a slant, particularly in coverage like that, he's got to learn to put the ball on the body of that receiver to give him a chance to complete it. He's not going to complete very many when he's leading the guy into the big hit.
So Mike Nugent in to attempt a 40-yarder. Good today from 29. High snap handled by Graham. It's up and good. So with 10 seconds remaining, Jets on top 20-13. Let's take a look back at better days with this team. The Jets and Dolphins met in the '82 AFC title game. A wet, muddy field. There were only 337 combined yards. No score in the 3rd. Woody Bennett ran in from 7 yards to break the scoreless tie. Dolphins' A.J. Dewey intercepted 3 Richard Todd passes, returned 1 of them for a score. Dolphins won 14-0. They would go on to lose the Super Bowl 17 to the Redskins.
Better days in that rivalry than today, but I'll tell you, both these clubs, and you said it in the open, Gus, as you see there, Clemens learning everything he can, soaking it up. Both these clubs continue to play hard, even though they've, you mentioned the Dolphins losing so many close games. And I'll tell you, Gus, that grinds on a team's ability to prepare. When you work so hard like they have and not get anything for it, I think that's when pro football is its most difficult.
So the Jets with 20 points at halftime ties a season high. And this one, a conservative play by this Jet team. Marty Booker covers it up at the 22 with 6 seconds remaining.
Excuse me, guys. A conservative play for the Jets turned out to be a pretty darn good kick. You see there, 3 points or less, they've got the lead by a wide margin over the next 2 Cardinals and Eagles. 6 times they've been within a field goal, and a couple of those were on the last plays of the game. I mean, Cam Cameron, you ask, so many guys you kind of root for to get a head coaching job, and then you kind of realize the old adage, you might want to be careful of what you ask for, as you just might get it.
Former head coach at Indiana University, longtime coordinator with San Diego under Marty Schottenheimer. So the Dolphins at the line of scrimmage, and Beck will take a knee. And that'll do it. The end of the first half. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on. Well, the Jets got off to a good start. Leon Washington with an 18-yard run. But here comes the Miami defense. Lehan plucks one out of the air, returns it for a touchdown. But Smith answers with an 18-yard touchdown reception of his own. And then ball hawking Kerry Rhodes tracks one down. And right now we have a 20-13 game. The Jets lead the Dolphins here in Miami. And welcome back. Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. Very competitive first half for two teams that have struggled this season.
Yeah, they really are. And if you look at all four sides of the ball, the offenses of both teams and the defenses of both teams, I think the one thing that has not held its weight is the Miami offense. They cannot move the football well enough. They have not been able to get a touchdown yet and really have only had to settle for 2 field goals. They're going to have to be able to score some touchdowns in the second half to win this. They can't rely on defensive scores.
And a reminder, this game is brought to you in high definition here on CBS. So we start the second half. Dolphins will receive the football. The Jets lead the all-time series. They've won 44 games. The Dolphins have won 38. We've had one tie. The Jets have won 3 in a row, including their meeting during week 3 when the Jets won it 31-28 at the Meadowlands. So the Jets send it away. Again, Jr. starts from the goal line. And he crosses the 20 and is finally dropped at the 22. A 22-yard return on the play, tackled by Elam on special teams. So a look at the first half stats.
Yeah, I think this is the thing, that the pass yards, rush yards, the Dolphins just are not getting it. Both teams have turned the ball over, you know, twice, and that's kind of a push. And I think the quarterback sacks, the Dolphins just can't answer the Jet pressure. So I think that's the side of the football, Gus, that's going to have to change in this second half if the Dolphins want to stay competitive in this game. Their offense has got to do better.
Back in the first half, 10 of 19, 98 yards, 2 interceptions. First down, Chapman. And not a lot of room for him.
You know, we spoke a lot about John Beck in that first half, Gus, and you see Chapman now getting up limping. He was a little questionable with the ankle, and you can't afford this if you're the Dolphins. I mean, they just don't have enough guys to throw in there and play. Don't know exactly. I didn't really notice anything. Watch if you'll notice, see if he comes in and see where it got twisted. And there's just too much traffic. It's hard to see where it happened.
So second down and 8 at the 24. Beck in the shotgun to the sideline, and it's caught. Artie Booker and Barrett there to bring him down. Hank Poteet also in on the play, but it's a gain of 7.
With this last week, this is why Chapman was a little bit of a question mark coming into this game. He had this nice run on Monday night in Pittsburgh, and that went down with the ankle, or actually it's
he had a stinger.
The stinger, yeah, where his fingers went numb. But that he was already nursing an ankle, which is, you know, you see him limp off just a moment ago. You wonder if he didn't re-aggravate that injury.
And here's the quarterback sneak, looking for the first down. Sam Gatto is checked into the game at running back. It's a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, and Gatto, number 27 right there. I mean, Gatto was not only inactive last week, he was cut during the trip last week to Pittsburgh Monday night, and then with the injury to Ricky Williams during the game, which subsequently turned out to put him on IR, they had to re-sign Sam Gatto and really decided to do that before the game was over. So he was out of work for approximately 2.5 hours before he was a Dolphin again, and now he's in the game.
First down and 10 at the 33. Play fake. Beck rolling out of the pocket, throws underneath, and it's caught at the 33-yard line. Camarillo with the reception, a 2-yard gain. Hobson with the tackle. And Ricky Williams returned last week from his suspension. He injured a pectoral muscle, had surgery on Wednesday. He's out for the season just that quickly.
Yeah, and you don't get anything for it. I mean, Cam Cameron, if he looks around himself, around at his team and what's happened to them over the course of this year, he can't believe it. And now he's lost Chapman again after Ronnie Brown going down, Ricky Williams going down. And he's just, you know, Cam Cameron's running out of guys to put in there. You think about how complicated NFL offenses are. I mean, these guys don't know enough about the offense to run it well.
Back on second down and 8 to the sideline. Marty Booker again, and he is upended by Barrett. How about Ricky Williams? Last week returned, had an opportunity to finally get back to playing football. 6 carries, 15 yards. and he left the game with a torn pec.
And it happened on this play right there as he got stepped on. And that was it. That's going to be it for his season. After missing 22 months, he was back for about 22 minutes.
3rd down and 5 at the 38. They need to go to the 43 for a first down. Back to the sideline. Caught. Ginn Jr. First down, Miami. And it's a gain of 9. Revis hauls him down.
That was a nice catch. Nice catch as he comes out. And this ball's going to be behind him. I've been talking about how Clemens needs to put the ball on the receiver's body. Great job by Ginn, spinning in his entire body. A lot of young guys will reach back and try and catch this one-handed, like they're in the back of the yard, or just, but he turns all the way around, gets both arms on it right when they needed it most for the conversion.
First down at the 46. Ginn Jr. 2 catches, 18 yards. They fake the pitch. Beck sets up, throws, incomplete. And looked like Justin Peele heard footsteps there. Victor Hobson standing right on top of the play.
Yeah, Beck's under pressure right here. A little fake toss, which never really works very well. Play action works when you hold the ball out. You see there, Peele wanted no part of that pass. If he catches that, he might be another player limping off the football field. But Beck, when you fake toss on a play action, it just doesn't work very well because the defense sees that the ball doesn't fly through the air to the back and they don't honor the run fake.
So Chapman has re-injured his ankle. His return is questionable. Here's Samkon Gatto, started the season with the Houston Texans. They released him, and now he winds up here in Miami. And I tell you, Ronnie Brown, as you mentioned earlier, Steve, was having such a good year. He's out for the season after blowing out his knee against New England. But as you mentioned, they were trying to make him a LaDainian Tomlinson style running back in this system, this Cam Cameron system that he brings from San Diego.
That's right. They need a guy like that, a centerpiece for that offense. And now with all these guys out, they don't have one.
3rd down and 8 at the 48. Gatto remains in the backfield. Here's Beck. And hit as he throws and covered up. But C.J. Mosley managed to get into the backfield and knock it down. That's a loss of 9.
And Beck, to his credit, watch Beck. He doesn't look at the pressure. He's trying to get this out of there, and Mosley just blows right into the backfield, gets by Lewinsky of the Dolphins. And that was a fumble, and that's going to result in the lost yardage. But Beck kind of stood in there, didn't look at the pressure, was going to get that pass off, but the pressure just got there.
So Brandon Fields, the rookie out of Michigan State, will punt it away for the 2nd time. And Leon Washington hangs around the 15. Line drive. And it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. A 61-yard punt. 41-yard net coming up. The Jets have the lead and the football at the 20. 20-13, the Jets leading on the road as New York takes over at the 20-yard line. First down. Here's the handoff. Thomas Jones, and he goes over the right side. Will gain a couple. The Jets have scored only 3 points in the 3rd quarter in their last 6 games. They've been shut out in the 3rd quarter in 4 straight games.
Look at that.
Eric Mangini, we had a chance to visit with him yesterday, and I know he kind of has a stoic look on the sideline, but he was a really fun, energetic, youthful, acting head coach.
Yeah, he seemed like he's still the same guy. I mean, he likes this team, and he enjoys coaching, and he knows he's good at it. But the results he's been getting haven't been acceptable for him or anybody else.
Clemens rolls out of the pocket, decides to take it himself, and finally goes down at the 27. Channing Crowder tracking him down. It's a 5-yard gain.
Clemens had an idea like he was going to throw a move on Channing Crowder like a running back. And when Crowder didn't go for it, he did the right thing and just crumpled. I mean, watch, he's going to come out and watch him. He's going to try and throw a little nifty move, and it's just not going to work. Crowder's just waiting on him, and Clemens does the right thing. Makes a little something out of nothing, but doesn't try to do too much.
3rd down and 3 at the 27. Jets 5 of 10 on 3rd down conversions today. Thomas Jones in the backfield. Clemens in motion, brings over Smith. Here's Clemens, fires over the middle and complete. Ball broken up by Michael Lehan, intended for Smith, and the Jets have to punt.
That was a nice defensive series for the Dolphins. On the last bootleg, when Clemens came out, they had every receiver covered, left him Clemens no other thing to do except to run the football, and they came up on 3rd down and got the big stop, and that's big for the Dolphin defense. These first series after halftime are always huge, and Dolphins got a good one from their deep.
Ted Ginn Jr. stands at the 25. Ben Graham sends it away. End over end kick, and it's fair caught at the 38. A 35-yard punt. Jets on top of the Dolphins 20-13 here in the 3rd.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Radio Shack, where this holiday season, you don't just buy stuff, you do stuff. And by Verizon Wireless.
Welcome back. Miami takes over at the 38-yard line, trailing 20-13. Sam Congato has come into the game for Jesse Chapman, who is questionable with an ankle injury now. Play fake, Beck with time, hit, lost it, loose. Who wants it? And it looks like Miami may have covered it up. Let's see. No, they're going to give it to New York. The second time Beck has been hit, and he loses it. 3 turnovers today for the Dolphins.
Beck took a big shot right in the middle of his back. Great speed rush on the outside. The ball comes loose, and it just lays there, and it seems like it takes forever.
That's Brian Thomas with the sack and the forced fumble. Victor Hobson recovers it.
You could almost hear the air go out of Beck's lungs when he hit him in the back. Just a fine rush on the outside, speed rush, hard hit. It's exactly what you want if you're a Jet fan.
So the Jets take over at the 33. McCarron split wide at the top of your screen. Coles at the bottom. Thomas Jones lines up in the backfield. Washington in motion. Clemens to the sideline. Lavernius Coles makes the first man miss and is knocked out of bounds at the 20 after a gain of 13. And for a man with a bad ankle, Coles is having a fine game.
Jets getting a quick first down after this sack right at the top. Gets right around the block. And they got a tight end trying to work against one of the great guys, Sean Ryan. David Martin just standing there. You can't put I'll tell you guys, you can't put a tight end on that kind of pass protection, expect to hold him off for that long.
Coles, 4 catches, 59 yards. It's a movement. DeBrickashaw Ferguson forgot the snap count. Their great left tackle.
False start. Offense number 6, 5 yards. Penalty is still first.
It's so strange, you know, and you notice even on Mangini's shirt there, they don't call themselves the Jets this week. Their insignia, everything says Titans on it. And it's really strange to see a New York Jet Miami game with these uniforms.
First down, Jones. What'd you say, Steve? Sometimes when you win 2 games, you need to be somebody else.
Yeah. When you're what happens when you're 2-9? You change your uniforms and your name and become somebody else and come to Miami.
Jets, though, playing a strong game, especially after losing to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys handed it to them pretty good last week. But I tell you, that you talk to the guys, they didn't get down about it, this Jet team. They were ready to come in and play.
34-3 the final. 2nd and 8 at the 17. Here comes a blitz. Clemens throws it in the corner. Incomplete. Coles, the intended receiver. Lehan covering. Michael Lehan has had a very solid game. Fumble return for a touchdown, and he's played some solid defense on the afternoon.
Yeah, he has. He's really stood up to it because there's no question the Jets are testing him. If you're a cornerback and your name's getting called a lot, it's because they're throwing it at you or they're running it at you. And today, I think Lehan has really stepped up to the plate and, you know, almost welcomed the challenge.
3rd down and 8 at the 17. They need to get inside the 10. Washington and Thomas Jones in the backfield. Clemens flushed out, steps back, in trouble, fires in the end zone, and broken up at the last moment. Incomplete. Travis Daniels was there.
Yeah, and he was throwing that one away. He knew he was in trouble. He threw this at the back of the end zone. He had no intention of having this completed. He just wanted to make sure he gets outside the tackle box and then just throws it. I'll tell you what, that's the most important time of all to have a strong arm, Gus. When you're in trouble, you need to get rid of it, throw it into the seats.
So now Nugent, good today from 29 yards away and good from 40. This one a 35-yarder. Another high snap, handle up and good. So Kellen Clemens and the New York Jets take a 23-13 lead. Tuesday on CBS, catch Heidi Klum and all of the Victoria's Secret fashion models, plus musical surprises in the all-new Victoria's Secret fashion show, Tuesday at 10, 9 Central on CBS. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker with you, 5:54 to play, 3rd quarter. Jets take a 23-13 lead. Ted Kinn Jr. fields it on the run of the 12. And he gets all the way up to the 35-yard line. A 23-yard return. Eric Coleman with the tackle on special teams. Coming up, young John Beck has to come up with some plays.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Phillips Norelco. Phillips, sense and simplicity. And by Volkswagen. It's the sign, then drive event. Get into any 2008 VW for practically just your signature.
The MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 is providing today's aerial coverage of the game below. The blimp travels over 60,000 miles a year to cover sporting events and television specials throughout the United States. And on 1st down and 10 at the 36, Samkon Gatto running the football.
You think about what this Dolphin offense looks like now. John Beck has yet, as a starter in this 3rd quarter of his 3rd game, to lead this team to a touchdown. It's been 3 games since they've scored an offensive touchdown. And you're just not going to win doing that. That's all there is to it. They've got to play better offensively.
2nd down and 10 at the 36. Gatto, the single setback. Beck over the middle, and it's caught by his tight end, David Martin, who picks up 6 yards on the play. Victor Hobson defensively, 2nd catch of the day for Martin.
Turns out this might turn into the old BYU offense where John Beck came from. They're going to throw it all over the place. They don't have any running backs. Samkon Gatto, who was, technically he's been on the team for about 6 days, although he's been in camp with him. He was cut, brought back. I mean, it's a guy they didn't even want, and now he's on the field, trying to help them win a game. John Beck out of the shotgun, spreading everybody out, trying to see the field, spread the defense. You can bet the Jets are going to bring pressure.
And Lorenzo Booker, number 20, is checked in. He's in the backfield with Beck. Beck in trouble. Dropped it. Loose. And another turnover. The Jets have it again. Wow. 4 turnovers today.
I told you they were going to bring pressure, Gus, and they did. They blitzed up right up the left side. They rushed 7 guys, and it's all going to come. You see how many guys are there. I mean, they come right off the edge. Harris, the rookie, gets right in his face. He sees him coming, can't even sidestep him.
Harris not only knocked it out of his hands, but he also recovered the ball.
And you talk about the hand-eye coordination. You see him, Gus, he draws it back. He reaches out with one hand and takes it out of his hand.
Late at Michigan, 2nd-round pick from Grand Rapids, Michigan. 4 turnovers today for the Dolphins, all by Beck. 1st and 10. At the 29, Thomas Jones stopping. And he dives forward. Vonnie Holiday grabs an ankle. as he gets inside the 30-yard line. No gain on the play. As you take a look at the turnovers.
You want to talk about 0-11, 2-9. That's it. I mean, there's 6 turnovers in this game. I mean, these two teams, if there's one statistic other than the score that NFL coaches want to do better in than anything else, it's turnovers, and neither of these teams are doing it.
2nd down and 10 at the 29. Clemens, Coles with the catch at the 20. And Lavernius dragged out of bounds by Andre Goodman. And it's a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, and that's a play they ran a little earlier to the same spot on the field. Coles runs up and just stops. The ball's in the air before he even stops. He just turns around and expects it on his back shoulder. And it's there. Clemens just puts it in the air and expects Coles to turn around and make the play. I guess it's easy for a guy when you've got a Lavernius Coles out there who's the leader and the kind of warrior he is. I think it's easier for a young quarterback to trust him to turn around and catch the ball.
Now Clemens lines up as a wide receiver at the top of your screen. Brad Smith in a quarterback. Razzle-dazzle here. Smith wants to run it. And Smith is slung down at the 17-yard line. Channing Crowder grabbed him. A 4-yard gain.
We were talking, their uniforms look kind of like college uniforms. They're running that spread offense, looking like Illinois or Missouri, Appalachian State.
That's right.
And that's exactly what it is. That's Kellen Clemens. This is him out here. I mean, he's by himself.
1st down at the 16. Dolphins. Are they bluffing? They don't bring anybody. They hand it off. Jones. And Jones goes backwards. Schulters with the tackle, a 2-yard gain.
You see a little frustration there. Lance Schulters makes the tackle, gets up. You know, you talk about this offense and why the Jets would run those type of plays. But one reason is this right here. When you go on the road, you got to do something, and they've been awful on the road. And then today, they got 100. So they, whatever adjustments they are, those plays are helping. They got a 18-yard touchdown run out of one of them and another touchdown out of another one.
2nd down and 8 at the 14. Here comes the blitz. Picked up. Clemens steps up and goes down. Joey Porter with the tackle. 5th sack of the day for Miami.
Yeah, and that was a coverage sack. I mean, it looked like Clemens had enough time to find somebody. He had to sidestep Porter. And one of the things about pressure, it's one thing to sidestep it, but it's another thing to buy yourself a little time and keep your eyes downfield and stop and not think about it, and be able to, with a little poise, to get the ball down the field. He just couldn't do it.
A loss of 6. 3rd down, 13 at the 19. Clemens rolling, shovel pass. Washington with the blocker. And Leon Washington down at the 1. 1st down. Jets, an 18-yard gain. Lehan with the saving tackle.
You're going to see the blitz coming off. It's a perfect play at the perfect time. It's going to come from here, the blitz, and they roll this way and just shovel pass right there away from the blitz. It's the perfect play call at the perfect time. Look how wide open that breaks. Great play call by the Jets.
1st down and goal at the 1. Thomas Jones, the deep man, they give it to him.
No play.
There is no play. There is a whistle from the stands that stopped play. Replay 1st down.
That's right.
Miami trying to get help from their fans.
Yeah, and you could see that there was something funky going on because the players stopped and the officials didn't step in to stop the play. They didn't blow the whistle. And Mike Carey, once again, we saw him earlier step into both huddles and calm the players down. He did the right thing in that, blew the whistle dead, and they're going to replay that, and now they're pointing up into the stands about it. Now you got everybody in the stands blowing the whistling. Sounds like a bird sanctuary.
All right, that's the end of the quarter. Coming up, Jets knocking on the door, leading at 23-13. All right, start of the fourth quarter. Jets leading at 23-13 with the football at the Miami 1. Thomas Jones has not recorded a rushing touchdown this season. And he lines up as the deep man in the backfield. Jones. And he's shut out. Wow. That's a terrific looking play by Miami. The last time Jones scored a touchdown was in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game last year as a member of the Chicago Bears, a 15-yard touchdown run, which was his second of the game.
They looked like he was going to get this one, but no. 6 guys jump on his back and hit him right in the face.
Pope leading the way. Second and goal at the 1. Jones again. This time he gets in. And look at his teammates, so happy for Thomas Jones that he finally scored his first touchdown of the year, and he will keep that football.
That is his first touchdown as a Jet. And that's a long time to go without having a touchdown. Almost 250 carries. That's a season. You see Kovaleski steps in, and then Jones steps right in to the end zone.
So the extra point is up and good. 8 plays, 29 yards. 4:33 in time. And Thomas Jones caps it off with the 1-yard touchdown run. Jets up 30-13.
We're here today.
As you take a look at the scoring drive, the Jets go 8 plays, covering 29 yards, eating up 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Thomas Jones with his first touchdown as a member of the New York Jets. And the Jets take a 30-13 lead on the road here in Miami. Jets have scored 20 unanswered points. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep. And he brings it out of the end zone. And Ginn Jr. tiptoeing on that return. A 23-yard return. Drew Coleman with the tackle on special teams. Tonight on The Amazing Race, the teams are challenged beyond their expectations as they tear through Europe. An all-new Amazing Race. Tonight after 60 minutes. With the Dolphins, first down and 10 at the 19-yard line. And you just wonder, with Miami trailing at 30-13 as the fourth quarter begins, this their best opportunity to win a game. And Miami just struggling mightily. They throw it out of the backfield. Booker out of bounds. And he gets to the 21, chased out of bounds by David Harris. A gain of 2. And as I mentioned, if you take a look at this Miami schedule, the Jets today, at Buffalo next week, Baltimore at home on the 16th, at New England on the 23rd, and then they'll take on the high-scoring Cincinnati Bengals on the 30th. Second down and 8 at the 21. Back to the sideline, incomplete. Ginn Jr., the intended receiver.
You talk about games that, as this season draws on, Gus, and you think about where the Dolphins are going to end this losing streak. You start to look at games like Baltimore and Cincinnati, teams that are also struggling. Baltimore, who probably has an offense that looks
very similar to the
Dolphin
Miami
offense. Yeah, so you think maybe that's their next best opportunity. But make no mistake, the Jets coming in here at 2-9. The Dolphins, and we sat down and talked with them, and rightfully so, they believe they were going to win this game, that they're a better football team. They are better than 0-11, but today they're not better than the Jets.
3rd and 8. Beck over the middle, picked off. Drew Coleman. 3rd interception of the day for Beck. Flags on the play. 5 turnovers for the Dolphins.
And now the Dolphins are starting to lose their composure. This is the frustration of an 0-11, about to be 0-12 season coming out. The Dolphins really frustrated after that pickoff.
3 picks.
Beck trying to get the ball into Booker and couldn't get it there. And we'll let Mike Carey sort this out. And you knew this, Gus, these are 2 teams that don't like where they are. They're frustrated and they're angry with not only with how the season is, but how things are going today and from play to play. And their emotions run so close to the surface. Plus, these are 2 division opponents who have very little tolerance for one another anyway. And when the game starts to get like this, it's easy to see the frustration bubble to the surface.
Excuse me. After the interception, personal foul. Offense number 71. Late hit. 15 yards from the spot. Half the distance. First down.
So that would be Corey LeKirker.
Yeah, and this is the pass trying to get into Booker, stepped in. Here's the interception. And then after it's over, you see the offensive lineman trying to cover this play. You'll see LeKirker, 71, coming in and just plowing through the pile, and you see the Jet guys coming to rescue. They don't like that, a guy just plowing through taking a free shot at one of their guys. And you know, that's not just football, that's human nature.
LeKirker frustrated. Jets with the football, first down and 10 at the 15. Thomas Jones in the backfield once again. Here's Jones, follows his block, cuts it up. Jones out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Derek Pope, the middle linebacker, or the outside linebacker, with the tackle, and it's a gain of 7.
And this is Jones. You know, I'll tell you, maybe that's the story of the NFL. You go so long without getting a touchdown. Now back down deep into it. You think maybe Jones is thinking about getting another touchdown. But this Dolphin defense is put in a bad spot here late in the game that is just about to get out of hand.
Second down and 3 at the 8. Thomas Jones again. And he's bottled up, maybe a yard on the play, or 6 inches. Pope again.
Yeah, not much there. Clemens changing the play or the protection in some way right before the snap. Saw something. The defensive lineman shifted, and he tried to put the running play back to the vacancy where they shifted to the weak side of the defensive lineman, and I think the Dolphins expected it.
Thomas Jones, 21 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Third down and 2 at the 7. Washington lines up in the backfield now, along with Brad Smith. And Smith trying that same play. This time he will lose yardage.
Yeah, once again, Clemens split out to the bottom of your screen, and they got 2 running backs. This is Smith and Leon Washington in the backfield, and it just doesn't work. You should have handed it off on that play. And it's going to end up in a field goal attempt. And that spread offense and some of those funky plays they've run have worked very well for the Jets down there, trying to get just a first down out of it one more time, and just went to the well once too often.
Mike Nugent, perfect 3 for 3. This one from 26 yards away, and it's good. Nugent has kicked a 26-yarder, a 29-yarder, a 35-yarder, and a 40-yarder. The Jets take a 33-13 lead. (33-13). Young John Beck will remember this game. He has thrown 3 interceptions, fumbled it twice, accounting for 5 turnovers all by himself. And he has to go back out on the field and lead this Dolphins offense as Nugent tees it up. Ginn Jr. back deep. And they will re-kick this one. Falling off the tee. What happens there? You've been the guy that has had the hold the ball from time to time during your career.
Yeah, the tee is limited in how tall it can be, and the kickers always want it up off the ground, so they set it up on that tee as high as it'll go, and it's so wobbly on time. You see it sits down in that tee. You're only allowed an inch, so he sits it on there as high as it'll go, and sometimes it's just doesn't take anything to get the thing off there.
So this time Nugent sends it away. Ginn Jr. brings it out at the 10. And he gets up to the 23. A 24-yard return, tackled by Chatham. Here comes John Beck.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by HP. Explore your creativity at hp.com/what do you have to say. Zales, the perfect gift at Zales, the diamond store. And by McDonald's.
And welcome back. Dolphins with the football at their own 23, down 33-13. Here's Beck, and he throws it. Booker with the grab. Booker with the running room, and he is finally tackled at the 29-yard line by Rhodes, a 6-yard gain. Jacksonville and Indy playing in the Circle City today. Here's James Brown in New York.
Hey, Gus and Steve, take a look at Peyton Manning here, showing the rollout, but instead flips the shovel pass there to Luke Lawton. 1 yard for the score. Indianapolis out in front by 11. Back to Gus and Steve.
All right, JB, 2nd down and 4. Beck with time, and he fires, has Hagan. And Derek Hagan gets to the 35, picks up 5 yards. Drew Coleman with the tackle.
He did a nice job standing in the pocket that time, showing some poise, and got some protection for a change, too. The pressure on Beck has been one of the things I think, Gus, has been the difference in this game. You look at the Jet pass rush. In the last couple of weeks, all of a sudden, the Jets have got a really good pass rush, and it showed up again today, and that's been the problem for John Beck, as well as maybe some poor decisions, but the pressure on that one couldn't get to him.
1st down at the 35. Beck over the middle, incomplete. Ginn Jr., the intended receiver, and that one just goes right through his hands. The Jets have played some good defense today, Steve.
They really have a lot of energy right there in the running game. Also, they got a little opportunistic, a batted ball they were on top of, drop passes, lots of good hits in the secondary, but this pressure in the pocket has been the big thing. You see there, Beck doing there. I mean, all 3 of those, and then it forces the bad throw for the interception that you just saw.
And I love watching this man play right here. Kerry Rhodes, he can really play the game.
He's a good player, solid player. And he's one of those guys that, you know, when you're the Jets, you pick him up. You didn't know exactly what you were going to get, but man, what a veteran he's turned into.
2nd down and 10. Beck over the middle, knocked down. Guess who? Kerry Rhodes almost picked off another one, and he has a vertical leap on him.
No, I thought he was high getting after this. Watch how he gets up for this play. Keeps his eyes in the backfield, sees the ball come. I thought he was going to pull that in one-handed. But he's playing with a lot of confidence back there right now. Why not? I mean, this defense, he knows he's getting pressure up front. He knows the ball's got to come out of there, and he's watching the quarterback and attacking it wherever it goes. That's fun to play safety when you know that ball's going to come out of there because of the pressure up front.
What an athlete. 3rd year out of Louisville. He's 6'3". 3rd down and 10. Beck over the middle. Ginn Jr. driven down hard. David Barrett. And it's a 2-yard gain. Miami will punt.
You can tell, the Jets all of a sudden are feeling like they're a good football team. They're lumping the Dolphins up pretty good here today, and their defense is acting like it. They know they've played a good game. They know the Dolphins are struggling offensively, and they're putting their ears back. And, you know, the Jets are going to feel pretty good after this game. And the Dolphins are going to continue to be pretty depressed.
So Leon Washington will return it for New York at the 15-yard line. This one angled toward the far side. It goes out of bounds. And let's see where they spot the football. The Jets will have it at the 24. 9:26 remaining in the fourth, and the Jets lead the Dolphins 33-13. First down for New York at the 24. Here's Thomas Jones. And Thomas Jones gets over the 25, gains a couple yards on the play. Channing Crowder with the tackle. Thursday on Survivor. With only 3 episodes left, it's anyone's game. So don't miss the season's most extreme immunity challenge on an all-new Survivor China. Thursday at 8/7 Central on CBS.
Talk about Survivor, Gus. This Miami team must feel like they've been voted off.
A long time ago. Really hard for Miami this season, and you feel bad for these guys. They keep working, but they just don't have it. Only 143 total yards. Clemens wants to run it, and Clemens gets down. Matt Roth with the tackle, a loss of 2.
Yeah, you wonder, leading by 20 with 8.5 minutes to go, why the Jets don't just hand the football off, run the clock out. I'll tell you, you got Kellen Clemens at quarterback. That's why. You want him to get some reps, throw the football. You're here to develop your guys, get ready for next year, do all the things you want to do. You want him to run the offense against a defense like the Dolphins. And, you know, you're not here to make the Dolphins feel good. You're here to get your team ready for next weekend, the years beyond.
There's Clemens sacked 6 times today. Another shovel pass. Thomas Jones. And Thomas Jones gets to midfield. A 25-yard gain. Lance Schulters with the tackle.
And that'll go down as a completed pass for Clemens. Those are the kind quarterbacks love. A 2-yard flip forward. Goes for a big gain. It goes on his passing yards and his quarterback rating, although it's a little artificially inflated. But I mean, that's what you want your quarterback to do. Get used to running the offense. If you're going to run these kind of plays, Clemens has got to be the guy to run them, and you want Thomas Jones to get some success too. I mean, this is a game where you want your team to build some confidence. They're not going to take their foot off the gas, the Jets.
First down from the 49. Washington. And Leon Washington gets to midfield. 1-yard pickup on the play. Michael Lehan. And he's hurt. So very important game for this Miami squad. As you take a look back, the last team to finish the season without a win, the 1976 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 0-14.
Not too many teams have started 0-12, but that's what the Miami Dolphins have just done. And you look there at the history of this club, and there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, this is a storied franchise, been to a lot of Super Bowls.
Leon Washington. Crowder with the tackle, a gain of 1. So once again, most likely this Miami squad will fall to the Jets today, and then they will head to Buffalo next week to take on the Bills. Baltimore at home on the 16th, at New England on the 23rd, and Cincinnati at home to wrap up the season.
You see there a guy like Jason Taylor, about 10 months removed from being the defensive player of the year in the NFL, and you kind of start to wonder after a season like this, what's in store for him and this organization.
Already Chris Chambers traded to San Diego for a 2nd-round pick. Here's a handoff. Thomas Jones again, and Thomas Jones gets to the 33. That's a 15-yard gain. Will Allen brings him down.
You said it, guys. The Dolphins have been playing hard all year, but now, and particularly on defense, they've actually been playing well at times, and in this last month, very well. But now you can see, I mean, they're just starting to get worn down mentally. And, you know, you see Thomas Jones snap off a run like that. You got guys like Keith Traylor and all those guys down inside. That's a lot of hard work and a lot of frustration. And, you know, you can see it starting to show itself. It's a long season, and they're just not out of it.
Thomas Jones, 23 carries, 71 yards. He runs it again. And he picks up another nice piece of real estate. This time, Quentin Moses stops him. It's a 5-yard pickup. For the Jets, Well, next week they will play an interesting game as they face a team we saw last week, Steve, in the Cleveland Browns.
And the Cleveland Browns can score some points. They've got an offense that can rack it up. They found their quarterback in Derek Anderson right under their noses they didn't know about, and with Braylon Edwards and Kellen Winslow Jr. They've got and Jamal Lewis. They've got an offense that can move.
2nd and 6 at the 29. Leon Washington with all sorts of room again, and he gets to the 15. Bill Allen, Jason Allen. And it's a 13-yard gain.
Well, you can see it. I mean, the Dolphins are looking up at the clock with about 3:50 to go, and they're wishing this one was already over.
What do you think? Did the Dolphins win a game this year, Steve?
Not if they play like this offensively. They can't score any touchdowns, Gus. You can't win if you're not going to score any touchdowns. Your defense can't score touchdowns for you. They did today, won. But that's it. I mean, they cannot win games if their offense can't make first downs and touchdowns.
1st down and 10 at the 16. Washington again. The clock continues to run as Leon Washington picks up 2. Roderick Wright with the tackle. There's Joey Porter, veteran. He's been playing a lot better. Missed all of training camp. He had his knee scoped in August and is finally rounding into shape. His tackles are up. Had an interception on Monday against the Steelers. His former team also picked one off today.
Yeah, and you can see, you can sell him. He's barking at those guys over there. He's not happy about the way this game's going to turn out. And neither is John Beck. John Beck said, you know, I look around the locker room after we lose and I look over at Jason Taylor and I just can't stand to see him so disappointed.
2nd down. And the Jets are running it. Eric Mangini's team. A very dangerous game for a team like the New York Jets. When we talked to him yesterday, he said, hey, they can beat us. They are a tough team. They have lost some tough games, and we aren't underestimating them or taking them for granted whatsoever. But you have to credit and tip your hat to this young coach. His team came in here on the road, very well prepared, and they played hard from the very beginning. And right now, they are 2 minutes away from coming up with win number 3. 33-13 the score. 33-13. Jets on top of the Dolphins, and this Miami squad trying to figure it out. And as we were talking during the break, it's kind of sad to see these guys go through what they go through, and to know that there is a distinct possibility that they could end the season without a win, especially when you look at what's going on with this Miami squad right now, especially on offense, unable to score a touchdown.
They've got a young quarterback. They've got a running back who is probably the 5th guy that they would want in there, Cam Cameron. I mean, he just doesn't have enough weapons offensively, and even in some cases enough bodies offensively to move the football, let alone score touchdowns.
3rd down and 6 at the 12. Leon Washington outside, turns the corner, lowers his shoulder and goes down. Touchdown. Little Leon. A 12-yard touchdown run for Leon Washington, his 2nd of the day.
Well, it's a nice, tough run at the end of this. Watch as he gets around the corner. And watch him power his way in. He's just got to break the plane before he goes down. That's the pylon is the goal line. And if he hits the ball on the pylon, it's a touchdown. And I think that's a good call by the official.
39-13. And the extra point is good. 30 unanswered points for the Jets. 1:52 to play. Leon Washington and the New York Jets lead the game 40-13.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Warner Brothers' new motion picture, I Am Legend, in theaters Friday, December 14th. And by Wachovia, Smart financial decisions. Are you with Wachovia?
And welcome back. Don't forget, coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach C for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. A minute and 52 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and the New York Jets lead the Dolphins 40-13. On that drive, the Jets 11 plays, 76 yards, eating up 7 minutes and 34 seconds. Ginn Jr. starts from the 7th. And Ted Ginn Jr. all the way up to the 37-yard line, knocked out of bounds by Eric Smith, a 29-yard return. And there's a look at the scoring drive, capped off by the Leon Washington touchdown run, his second of the day. And boy, was he fun to talk to yesterday. He loves playing football. He loves playing special teams. And more than that, he loves playing for a special teams coach.
Yeah, Mike Westhoff, who was this for years and years, the special teams coach of the Miami Dolphins. And you look down the roster of the Jets and their coaching run, there's a lot of guys who have a lot of ties down here to South Florida. Brian Cox, the great Dolphin linebacker, is also on staff as a defensive line coach for these Jets, and a lot of history between these two teams.
And this is Booker running. And Booker taken down. And that is Rhodes with the tackle.
And John Beck's going to evaluate his performance. And, you know, as tough as the media can sometimes be on these players, believe me, John Beck will be as tough on himself as anybody about what he should have done, what he could have done better. And he's a sharp guy. We spoke to him yesterday, as we mentioned. He is a sharp guy, and he's going to get better.
Here's Beck. He's thrown 3 interceptions today, and Booker bobbling the ball and fumbling it rather, and dropping it. David Barrett defensively.
You talk about it. We've watched the Dolphins for a few games, guys. We've covered them. I believe this is our 3rd game with the Dolphins this year. We've seen a lot of drop passes from the Dolphins, more so than I can ever remember. And it's just one more reason why they have not won a football game this year. I think we've had 3 drops today, all on downs where could have been a big help to their offense, just never turned out because of the drop passes.
3rd down and 4. Beck over the middle, and there's another drop. Marty Booker, and Castle sticks him.
And this is 4th and 4. Jets will stay on the football field.
From the 43. Here's Beck. And it's caught, but not enough. David Martin with the grab. Hank Poteet brings him down, and it depends on the spot. Looks like he may get a good spot. And they give the Dolphins a first down.
Wow, I don't know. I didn't look. Because of the hurry-up offense with 2 minutes, they didn't get a measurement. They just gave him the first down. Not that it's going to make that much of a difference in the final outcome.
So here's Beck in the shotgun to the sideline. Martin with the catch, and he gets out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds by Hank Poteet. And coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. And I'm sure Dan Marino is sitting there, and he's probably shaking his head to see what is taking place with his team, the Miami Dolphins.
Well, you can be sure he never started 0-12.
Nope. 2nd and 2 at the 45. Beck. 19 seconds to go. Over the middle. Booker. And Lorenzo Booker goes down after gaining 10 yards. Castle with the stop. And the Dolphins call a timeout.
10 seconds left. They may take some shots at the end zone or whatever, but they're definitely going to try and get in. There's the crowd here booing the fact that they took a timeout and prolonged the agony.
Different story on the Jets sideline. They are smiling and happy.
They should wear those jerseys more often.
They did a good job today. Very fine job by the New York Jets. 40-13. As Beck approaches the line of scrimmage. Here's Beck over the middle. And it is caught down to the 20-yard line. That should do it.